Before I start the video, I realized that I forgot to add a section about the cost of this build, which is something I have seen no one do in this community. Unlike Warframe, Destiny is not locked by time spent in free progression, it's all about spending money and spending your time. Anyhow, here is the price of everything you might see in this build, and without further ado, let's roll with the video. Hello, guys. Good morning. You might be asking yourself, And I tell you what, today, I'm willing to share a build that I have been running on everything literally. I have run this build through anything except for Grandmaster content and other champion-related content, since it's not really about stunning champions. Anyway, I'm making this long enough, so check the build for yourself. Pretty weird, ain't it? You might get turned off by this little tiny thing over here, but worry not, since there are these other two versions. Once again, you are going to ask, why the fuck would I run a support build when I'm a mother trucking hunter? And I say, why not? The idea of this build originally came from another ARC-related build that I made. It was all about jolting and getting super as fast as I could, but then this little mod came around, and I said, fuck it, we are running Prismatic Strand. Now, then, let's see the build in action. For the most part, we will be using Adamantite, the new strand auto rifle that comes from activities in the Nether. Look, I might be using the Adept version, but that is not necessary. It's not even necessary to run the same combination of perks as in this recording. I was using Pugilist plus Hatchling. If I had to run it with a different set, I would completely recommend using Pugilist and Attrition Orbs to maximize our melee uptime and generate more orbs. The only reason this combination is very usable is because of the new mods and this fragment. Thanks to this, we have a rapid killing, tracking weapon that is pretty amazing at clearing enemies. In the energy slot, we can use literally whatever you want. Alright, maybe not anything. If you've been paying attention until now, you may have noticed that this build is mostly about aiding our team. Since we already have that covered, now we need to aid ourselves. Depending on the activity or even your playstyle, I'd say this build really shines in the fact that you don't need any other requirements other than this couple of fragments and these other aspects. Speaking of aspects, this is one of the coolest parts of the build, in my opinion, the freaking helicopter. Thanks to the tweaks at the start of the season, we can now combine Ascension and Threaded Spectre. Not only do we get Amplify and Jolt on demand, but we also get a punching dummy for the enemies to shoot while we shoot them. As for the gameplay, it's very simple. We will mostly begin every encounter by launching our melee to sever enemies, then we can just shoot away. If threatened by a bigger enemy, we might want to consider starting with special or heavy ammo, but anyway, you'll mostly want to keep your distance to avoid being brutally punished. Also, if you find yourself in a weird spot, remember that you can use Ascension to escape. It will also eliminate enemy aggro even from the bigger ones until they destroy it. And the cycle continues: shoot, heal, generate orbs, and whip your way to victory while being supported by your teammates. This last part is very, very important, but I'll try to make it as short as possible since I can't quite explain it in detail. But here's the thing. You'll see me running the new exotic class item with a particular role. If you like it, here it is. If you don't have it, don't worry, you can also run all of these variations. Anyway, if you still don't have yours or can't be bothered to obtain them, you can also run this setup and still get that ammo. Sure, you'll lose out on some DPS, but you'll still be an essential asset to your team. Additionally, you can run this other exotic if you want to have a stronger distraction, or you can even run this other one to have better defenses. It could even pair well with jolting weapons. And that's the thing, you can do a lot with this base build, and I encourage you to tweak it as much as you like. I might even recommend running it with Moth Keepers just because you can, or even with Star Eater scales for that juicy DPS. Pretty devastating, right? Now that you understand the ins and outs of my build, go ahead and enjoy playing Pocket Medic, and like I said before, the links are in the description and in the pinned comment. If you want any more stupid builds, comment and subscribe.